Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome to the Timeless Cup. You guys know how we do it. Daily videos every single day of the new cup beginning today. We do have battles in this video. Just testing things out. We'll be testing out more Pokemon and definitely testing out a ton of Pokemon. It's such a unique type. So let's go ahead and see what it says. It says the Timeless Cup requires you to pick a single elemental starter Pokemon from the first 4 generations: Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh. Then select the rest of your battle team of the 6 of any of the 4 generations, but with a list of restrictions. So any Pokemon with the Fighting, Normal, Fairy, Flying, Steel, or Psychic typing, including Dual typing, are not allowed, excluding starters. If your starter has that type, it is eligible. Legendaries and Mythicals may not be used. Umbreon and Sableye are banned. Only Pokemon from generations 1 through 4 may be used. Species or forms released in generations 5, 7, and 8, Unova, Alola, and Gala may not be used. Your starter Pokemon is not subject to the type restrictions and may be any evolution in its family. The rest of your battle team does not need to be from the same generation as your selected starter. So they also give you a list of Pokemon, and I'm not going to go over the whole list in this video. I will make a list discussing the video in a separate video, discussing the list of Pokemon that are eligible. So similar to the Ferocious Cup, they do give you a list of Pokemon that you're allowed to use, and only the Pokemon on the list you are allowed to use. However, you're only allowed to use 1 starter Pokemon. You cannot pick more than 1. So I think the top 3 are going to be Venusaur, as well as Swampert, and I was also thinking maybe Charizard, although I'm not sure. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into the battles against Jokes. We just practiced for a few battles. His team is going to consist of Lapras, Tentacruel, Venomoth, Venusaur as his starter, Ninetales, and Haunter. And my team will be Venomoth, Beedrill, Venusaur as my starter, Lantern, Kingdra, and Spiritomb. Now, if there's one thing I've noticed, since Fairy is not allowed and Charm is not allowed, well, Raichu with Charm is allowed. We're going to be trying that out in a separate video, but generally speaking, Fairy types are not allowed at all, so it seems like Dragon types are just going to run rampant. You have Kingdra, you have Dragonair, you have Shelgon, so we're definitely going to be trying out a lot of them. Kingdra has definitely been doing a lot of damage. It's crazy. You don't even need to worry if they have shields or not, because Dragon Breath is just doing a lot of damage, isn't it? But let's see what happens. I have Venomoth right out now against his Venusaur, so definitely positive for me. The damage did actually add up because I decided not to shield against my Venomoth, but that's okay because we're still able to feint him down and have energy ready to go. I do immediately click on the Silver Wind just to try and get damage against him. It actually does not knock him out. I thought it was going to. I wasn't sure. It didn't knock him out. I actually get to a Poison Fang, so we're able to do a little bit of damage, not too much. And then he feints us down. So if you're not going with Charizard, the regular Ninetales with Flamethrower, it's definitely going to be interesting. He does not have a Legacy Flamethrower one, neither do I. But if you do, one that you definitely want to try out, you can use it without its Legacy move because it also gets Psyshock, which is good. But unfortunately, I think you really do want Flamethrower on it. But anyway, we're just going to town with Dragon Breath. Unfortunately, he does knock us out with Psyshock. Totally fine, because we come in with Venusaur, and I knew I could survive a Psyshock, or at least I was pretty confident I could. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Frenzy Plant and knock him out. But one thing to keep in mind is my team, if you look at my team, it is really weak to fire types. I have Venomoth, Beedrill, and Venusaur, so obviously we're just testing the waters. We're just getting our feet wet, right? We're just seeing how things go, not necessarily using this team, obviously. This team I'm more than likely not using. But we'll see. I do plan on trying out a bunch of different starters. Even Pokemon like Feraligatr. I love Feraligatr. I love Blastoise. So I plan on trying them out, even if they're not necessarily the best. Anyway, we switch into Beedrill after he switches into his Venusaur. And keep in mind, this is the new update, so we can't switch out during attack animations, which is really annoying. But we go ahead and get off an X's against his Venusaur. It does a good amount of damage, and we're just trying to feint him down. Unfortunately, he gets off a charge move, but I was pretty confident I could survive this one, as I do. So we knock out the Venusaur with energy in the bank, waiting to see what happens. I am trying to get to that Sludge Bomb. A little bit risky, to be honest. I really didn't need to, but we do get to the Sludge Bomb. X says it would have been just fine, but either way, he shields. And I'm thinking about it for a little bit. I do have Spiritomb on my team as well. I decide to bring in the Spiritomb. Since I have 2 shields, I do go ahead and use one. I probably could have saved it, but I decided to use it. And then we feint down Haunter. He's going to bring in his Ninetales. And I'm like, okay, let's get to Shadow Ball. We'll go for the Ominous Wind. Hopefully we catch a shield, because Shadow Ball is basically deadly no matter what you use it with, and unfortunately he does not fall for that, and he does not shield. Gonna be hit with a Psyshock. We could easily take that. Switching in, going for the Thunderbolt. A little bit slow clicking on the Thunderbolt, but that's okay. He will decide to shield. I'm like, okay, I think I might be able to feint him down. It was a little bit too risky. I didn't feel super confident, so I do go for that Thunderbolt, and that will knock out the Ninetales. And I didn't even realize that was his last Pokemon. I thought he had one more. As I said, he was over my house. We were just like practicing. We had another Ferocious Cup tournament today. We were just messing around. But yeah, anyway, I lead with Spiritomb. He leads with Lapras. I wanted to try out Spiritomb, use it for a video more often, and we're going to go ahead. I believe I go straight for the Shadow Ball. Let's see if I do. Yeah, we do go for that Shadow Ball. A little bit of lag, but Shadow Ball does go off. He gets off his charge move, and I am going to go ahead and let that go through, expecting to Surf as it is. Still does a decent amount, but I'm like, okay, well, maybe we can get to the Ominous Wind. Unfortunately, not the case. I thought Spiritomb might be interesting for this cup because, as I said, there's no fairy Pokemon. We do get hit with a Surf, but obviously Kingdra can take that. Kingdra is a monster, guys. Dragonair, I have a rank 34. Definitely going to be trying that soon. I do go ahead, pull the switch into Venomoth, and he switches out to Venomoth himself. And I'm like, okay, this is a pretty good matchup as well. I mean, it's a mirror match. So I'm okay with that switch out. We go for the Poison Fang to catch the shield, hoping to catch it, and we do. And I go for another Poison Fang because I thought he would probably get to a charge move before I was able to. I thought he was super close. He does decide to forfeit his last shield, which is good for us. We're going to go ahead and go for that Kingdra. And I kind of forgot that he doesn't have a legacy Poison Fang Venomoth. I have to keep that in mind. He brings in Venusaur. I will go ahead and throw the last shield to protect myself from Frenzy Plant, as it would have knocked me out. And because I have enough for my Outrage, this is definitely going to knock out Venusaur. So we do go ahead and take that one. So, yeah, really liking Kingdra. Again, I haven't tried out Dragonair. I might like that more. But we're gonna try it out. But Kingdra, Dragon types this format, guys. You're gonna see him. You're gonna see Kingdra. You're gonna see Dragonair, Shelgon. Probably Dragonair the most. We'll be using it. But for the next video, he leads Haunter. I lead Lantern. He does decide to switch out. I look at my team. I'm like, you know what? That's an Ice Shard. I'm not going to switch into it with Venusaur. I'll just go ahead and stick around, use my Thunderbolt. He will go ahead and shield that one up. Totally fine. At least we caught a shield. I will let this go through, hoping it was a Surf or an Ice Beam. He actually surprises me with Skull Bash. I don't know why I was surprised, to be honest with you. But he does hit me with Skull Bash. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Thunderbolt, and he actually survives thanks to the Skull Bash, so nicely played. I knew Lapras got Skull Bash, but for some reason I just wasn't thinking of it. So that's fine, he knocks me out, and, he does have the lead in terms of Pokemon and Switch advantage, but at least we have the shield advantage. So we do go ahead and knock him out, and he brings in his Ninetales. I switch immediately into Haunter. He's like, oh man, no. So we're going to be able to confusion down his Haunter. Don't want to take that damage, so I do shield it up. We knock out Haunter, and then he brings in his Ninetales, and I am going to go ahead and go for the charge move, hoping that he would use his last shield against it. He decides to do so. And then he's going to be able to feint us down. You saw me, guys. I clicked on the Poison Fang. I couldn't get to it. So I do go ahead and shield this one up. And it is a Psyshock. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. He does hit us with another charge move, what I could only assume to be a Psyshock. We're going to be able to survive it. And I'm like, as long as I get to the Sludge Bomb, I win. I get to it, and then he knocks me out, so he wins. So good game. He won that one. Well, Kanto Ninetales, definitely a Pokemon to look into. And I wanted to show you our Ferocious Cup tournament today. Jokes did win. Congratulations to him. I came in second, if you're looking at tiebreakers. If you're not, there was like a 4-way tie for second, but I won on tiebreakers. in terms of second. And that will be it for this video, guys. See you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.